In Pinnacle Studio, there are several different editing modes you can switch to that will determine how trimming clips or adding media will affect other clips on the timeline. You can switch from different modes as you edit your project according to your needs at the time. In this tutorial, I'll teach you how to use 4 of the different editing modes in Pinnacle Studio. Before we get started, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll find a link in the description below that will take you to our tutorial page on the Discovery Center. Here you can download a written copy of this tutorial to follow along. Let's get started. To change the edit mode, go to the right of your screen and click on the drop-down menu. The default mode for Pinnacle Studio is Smart Edit Mode, which is the magic wand icon. Smart Editing Mode intelligently decides when to move clips positioned after that point on the timeline, based on how and where you drag your clips. So, for example, let's say I have a few different image clips on my slideshow and a gap between them. In this gap, I want to place a video between these images, but I want my video to fit exactly in that space and not have it push everything else down on my timeline. I'm going to drag the video I want to use down onto my timeline, and you can see that it is much longer than the gap it will fill. But in using Smart Editing Mode, Pinnacle assumes that I want to fit this video into this gap perfectly and will automatically trim the excess part of the video so it fits this space. Now let's click on Insert Mode, which is the arrow icon pointing to the right. With Insert Mode, clips to the right of a trimmed clip and on the same track will shift left or right to make room for the new length of the clip. So if we drag down the same video we used previously, instead of cropping the clip to fit the gap like in Smart Mode, Insert Mode will push down all the media to the right so that the entire video will fit. It will also keep the gap we have, so to eliminate the gap, you'll have to highlight on the clips to the right and drag them to the left so there's no gap between media. Also in Insert Mode, when we delete a clip, the media is automatically pushed together, so there's no gap between clips. Now let's click on the Overwrite Mode icon, which is the arrow pointing downwards. Now with Overwrite Mode, if I drag a clip onto the timeline, it will literally overwrite all media that is in its path. So for example, let's drag a video from our project bin and try to place it in this gap here. You'll see that not only will it fill the gap entirely, but the rest of the media to the right is not pushed down. It is just completely overwritten. Finally, let's click on the Replace Mode icon. This is a great editing mode if you're making a slideshow and want to make some quick changes to the photos you've chosen. Here we can drag an image or video clip from the project bin and drag it over top of the clip on the timeline that we want to replace. The image or video will be completely replaced with your new photo or video, and you don't have to make any other changes. Remember that you can switch between editing modes as you need to, which makes editing even easier with this program. There is also a new advanced 3- and 4-point editing mode that has been introduced in Pinnacle Studio 22. To learn more, click on the link in the description to watch the 3- and 4-point editing mode tutorial. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll find a link in the description below that will take you to our tutorial page on the Discovery Center. Here you can download a written copy of this tutorial to follow along and find other helpful tutorials for Pinnacle Studio.